Are you using ChatGPT for therapy? If so, check this out. Today, I came across this research from a company called Sword Health, where they took 12 of the state of the art large language models, such as GPT-5, Gemini, Claude, and they put them against a simulated 20-turn therapy session. The interesting thing about this is the patients were simulated as large language models themselves, and they ranged from mildly anxious to severely depressed. And they used LLMs themselves to judge the performance of these models. And these judges scored them from 1 to 6, 1 being there are critical issues and it is violating some serious therapeutic principles, all the way to 6, which is it performed exceptionally across all of the criteria that are outlined here. These were kind of the takeaways. Every single model effectively failed their benchmarks. Not a single model scored above 4 out of 6. This means they all truly struggled to be therapeutic. And number 2, this honestly comes off as a little bit surprising to me because they found that the models with high reasoning capabilities did not actually perform better than the smaller models. Sometimes the smarter models with high reasoning capabilities sounded more robotic in the therapy sessions. And 3, in a weird way, the models actually performed worse for cases that were deemed more critical. When interacting with severe cases, the model's performance actually dropped. Lastly, as the conversation increased from 20 round-trip conversations to 40, the model performance actually got worse. This simply proves that the models couldn't handle the long game of therapy. And we know this to be true because as large language models tend to fill up their context window, their ability to become accurate and precise and actually recall details from the previous conversation gets significantly worse. Now, I came across this research from an online forum called Hacker News, and one of the comments there really made me go, One problem with this finding is that this doesn't necessarily use human clinicians as control. This means, let's say we pick 20 random clinicians from BetterHealth, scoring them from 1 to 6. Would they necessarily score 6 out of 6? And what is the real human clinician benchmark? Based on my experience with therapy in the past, I definitely do not believe that all therapists on BetterHealth or any of these online platforms could score 6 out of 6. So then the real question comes, if the average score of a platform, an online therapy platform, is significantly worse than the average score that these LLMs got, is it actually smarter to lean on the LLMs for your therapy sessions? Personally, I find that human connection that you build one-on-one with your therapist to be extremely invaluable. Also, on the other hand, we know that these LLMs are extremely eager to please their end users, as the research paper states. So it is very hard for them to give you an